Mohammed Hijab, who is an incompetent fool, there is no other way to put that, okay? So this mentally handicapped fool is incompetent to comprehend or read information in front of his eyes. If we assume he's that incompetent and not a irredeemable liar, okay? So most probably he's a liar, okay? But this time, what he did, posted this tweet. He says, amazing performance by Jake the Muslim Metaphysician. The funny thing is that the clip he posted exposes his lies. So the clip he posts to prove something exposes his lies. So let's see the clip.
You don't,
let me ask you a question.
I'm not interested until you
not
tell me that these people in Hamas are terrorists, okay? That's all you've got to do.
Until you can condemn your co-host for calling for genocide on your own program, I don't know you a penny.
Just move on.
I'm not going to move on until you apologize to the Palestinian people for calling for genocide on this program.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
You said, I think Israel has the right to bomb Gaza and kill everyone.
Well, I didn't say that.
You know, Hamas is a minority in Gaza.
But then they need to get rid of them. They need to rise up and get rid of them.
But if the people do not get up and revolt against them, does that give Israel the right to bomb Gaza?
I think it does in a way. If Germany didn't rise up against the Nazis. Germany didn't rise up against the Nazis.
You're saying that
ultimately the people are responsible for the government.
Can you please have a little bit of
Would you? No.
You know, Hamas is a minority in Gaza.
But then they need to get rid of them. They need to rise up and get rid of them.
But if the people do not get up and revolt against them, does that give Israel the right to bomb Gaza?
I think
the question is, does Israel have the right to bomb Gaza? Okay.
Bomb Gaza.
I think it does in a way.
So the question is, does Israel have the right to bomb Gaza? And the answer he gives is, I think it does in a way. This answer is consistent with everything else he said.
I think it does in a way.
The quote, and kill everyone, was made after the answer. He said that fast under his teeth, and the co-host didn't even hear that quote, and kill everyone. Let's see.
Not get up and revolt against them, does that give Israel the right to bomb Gaza?
I think it does in a way. If Germany didn't rise up against the Nazis. Germany didn't rise up against the Nazis.
You're saying that
ultimately the people are responsible for the government.
Can you please
a right to bomb Gaza and kill everyone?
No,
and do you know what Ash's response was?
Well,
I think it does.
I never said that.
If Germany didn't rise.
Jake is not dumb like Mohammed Hijab or Ali Dawa. Okay, he saw what I saw. I'm sure about that, and he chose to lie. The podcasts Jake saw over and over again to prepare for this interview make it clear that they find appalling the death of Palestinians and obviously don't support genocide.
Right?
Yes.
And this is the fact. The fact is there's a war between, it isn't the Palestinian people, I accept that totally, but it is this terrorist organisation who've been running Gaza who are enjoying every single minute of this. And once you go to war, unfortunately, and this is the most terrible thing, innocent people get killed. It happened hugely in the Second World War. And then 80 years later, Germany is one of the most successful countries, and so is Japan. And they have grown out of the defeat. And that's what, hopefully, this is what is going to happen for the Palestinian people.
What kind of fair-minded person sees this and concludes, they ask for genocide?
But if the people continue to fight from hospitals, base themselves underground, the Israelis have no choice, do they, but to defend themselves and go and try and root out the people who are attacking them.
And that is exactly what they meant when they said they have the right to bomb Gaza. Yet Jake somehow didn't understand all this, and he only took one half word and concluded they asked for genocide.
But you can't really expect.
Do you know what the common
Israelis
ground should be?
What?
It should be human rights. Civilians should never be attacked, whether they were Palestinians or Israelis.
It would be great. But
so
how do you do
why
that?
does Israel...
But let's not have any war ever. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Ever in the whole world, let's not have any war.
We want peace. We want everlasting peace. We don't want You know, 7,000 Palestinian kids have been killed in this war.
Hamas just want to keep killing. They've said we want to do it again and again.
But that doesn't give Israel the right to kill 7,000 Palestinian kids.
Do it. We went to war with the Nazis. The Germans.
Why don't you?
You can't accept that.
Yesterday, I saw a live stream on the Apostate Prophet channel where he was showing live footage of the barbarity Hamas inflicted on civilians on 7/10. After this type of attack, even Disneyland would have bombed Gaza. Islamists who are in total denial and refuse to even call Hamas terrorists and were celebrating when Hamas was committing their indiscriminate atrocities on civilians in Israel, now they suddenly became humanitarian. And they even go further than this. Mohammed Hijab explains how Israel should have reacted against this type of atrocity.
Answer the question.
You're getting excited here.
Why, if you're Israel, would you ever agree to a ceasefire if those hostages aren't released?
I'm telling you what my position is. My position is man-to-man combat.
Which is what they're doing now.
No, that part of it is understandable.
So, Mohammed Hijab's solution to defeat the Nazis, we can assume, is this one. Yes? Man-to-man combat. This guy thinks like he's a 10-year-old. Okay? So he thinks the fair is to man up and have a fist fight. So these terrorist sympathizing sociopaths in denial, how can you characterize this type of mindset? How can you call these people? I don't know. The people who called the Allies in World War II terrorists, imagine, okay, and refused to call Hamas terrorists. Okay, so deny camera in front of their eyes. Okay, so this is a camera, and Dili will deny this in front of his eyes. So these people, after embarrassing themselves over and over again in live TV, now they have a nice idea. They said, okay, we cannot win any argument, so let's call everyone Islamophobes. So in that context, Joke, the Muslim metaphysician, tries to smear the program. Then he refuses to call Hamas terrorists.
Yeah, but Israel could have done that on day one.
Are we going to argue about
That's not the question.
Like
I'm talking
obviously
about
if Israel wanted to do that, they'd have done it.
I'm not talking about Israel. I'm talking about you calling for Israel to bomb Gaza and kill everyone.
Right. Enough. Hey, enough. Right. This is getting nowhere. So let's move on to another part of this. Do you condemn Hamas? Are you prepared to do that?
I'm not prepared to condemn anything, and I'm not prepared to be asked moral questions from somebody who's defending
I'm asking
genocide,
you the question, not
and
him.
And I'm answering you.
Look,
that
are
you,
you
sir,
completely
are you
stupid? You are really annoying me now.
Firstly, I thought you were deceiving people, but now I understood that you are just incompetent. You are as dumb and incompetent as Mohammed Hijab. And in fact, that makes sense, because how else you would have been a Muslim? Yeah, how else? You would have converted to Islam. You obviously are totally dumb and incompetent. So, again, Jake, no, he didn't say that. Okay?
That is the case in certain wars.
In any war, innocent people get killed is a tragedy, in any war. But unfortunately, the people of the Palestinian areas have been taken over by a bunch of scumbag terrorists, and that is the problem. So how are Israel supposed to get rid of them when they put innocent people in front of them? They're still fighting very ferociously in the West Bank and Gaza. And we don't hear too much about it at the moment because the people are getting bored with it. You know, Hamas have got to be dealt with. Wouldn't you agree?
With all due respect, sir, you're not answering my question. I just quoted you him directly calling for genocide against Gaza.
No, you're talking about
Yes, you did.
No.
You said the gentleman asked you the question, does that give Israel a right to bomb Gaza and kill everyone? You said, I think it does.
Jake, in the beginning, I thought you were lying because I couldn't I couldn't accept that people are that stupid. Okay. But now, obviously, you are that stupid, man. You simply cannot understand what you see. So you saw the whole video and you misunderstood what you see. And that makes perfect sense, as I said. Let's see Mohammed Hijab making the same error twice.
Mohammed Hijab's court argument on Piers Morgan last night was so dumb.
We know that 10,000 civilians have died. Of them, according to the IDF, as reported by The Guardian, 60, dozens, they say, about 60 Hamas died, which we're being liberal by saying 100 to 1 figures. For every one Hamas, you have to kill 100 civilians. That's effectively what we're saying. If the trajectory continues as it is, then you have to kill 3 million Palestinian civilians in order to kill 30,000 Hamas fighters.
Mohammed, you need to learn to read. The article didn't say fighters. It said dozens of Hamas commanders. The IDF were talking about the military leaders that they'd taken out.
Israel has killed over 60 senior and mid-level Hamas leaders since the October 7th attack. Israel Defense Military, IDF, spokesperson Jonathan Conricus has said.
When in reality, the IDF said 60 Hamas leaders, not fighters. Okay, guys, embarrassing mistake, right? Okay, guess what? This idiot, okay, there is no better way to put that, did the same mistake again. He says, after all this fighting, the official IDF website states only 200 Hamas have been killed. So now it's 200. Since the beginning of the hostilities, the Navy has operated in the southern naval arena in defense. Okay, blah, blah, blah. The forces have so far eliminated about 200 terrorists at sea and on land, including many terrorists from the Hamas Naval Commando. It says the Navy, not IDF in general, you idiot. You did the same mistake again. So you tried to make up for your previous mistake. And you make the same mistake again.
Firstly, your guest last night is a member of an extremist organization, Hizb ut-Tahrir, which is banned in many countries, including in European countries. And it's also banned in many Muslim countries. It's banned in Pakistan, it's banned in Egypt, and that's because these Muslim governments recognize that it is an extremist group that has a revolutionary ideology that wants to replace government in Muslim countries as well as in... do you know Germany?
One European country is banned in, Douglas Murray. I'm not going to let you lie to the audience like you usually do. You're going to justify everything you say on this show, Douglas Murray. Right, so please, give me one country
Germany.
That... It's not banned in Germany.
I just said
it's not banned in Germany.
You're not listening. You're not listening. You're not listening.
To the audience, Google it for yourself. You know, Hizb ut-Tahrir in Germany, really are they banned as an organization?
Okay, let's trust the Islamists. Hizb ut-Tahrir was banned in Germany in 2003. Let's see some other source. That is also Google. So it's banned in Bangladesh, China, Pakistan, Germany, Russia, Turkey, and all the Arab countries except Lebanon, Yemen, and the UAE.
To the audience, Google it for yourself. You know, Hizb ut-Tahrir in Germany, are they banned as an organization?
Application, Hizb ut-Tahrir and others against Germany. So they went to the European Court of Human Rights to appeal the decision of Germany to ban them.
Germany.
One European country is banned in, Douglas Murray. I'm not going to let you lie to the audience like you usually do. You're going to justify everything you say on this show, Douglas Murray. Right, so please, give me one country
Germany.
That... It's not banned in Germany.
I just said
it's not banned in Germany.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
Okay, let's do a little quick fire.
You're telling the answer.
Let's do a little quick fire recap. Do you think Hamas are a terror group?
I believe it's a resistance organisation.
Okay. Do you think what they did on October the 7th was a terror attack?
I believe that if civilians got killed on that day, it is appalling. It is appalling.
You're a doctor, man.
It is appalling.
You're a doctor in the NHS. What do you mean if? 1,200 people got massacred.
And
so, you Islamists, only your stupidity is bigger or larger than your evilness. Okay, only your stupidity. So we cannot decide. What are you then? Are you evil, liars, deceiver, or simply stupid? Really, this is, guys, the only question. I really don't know. If you ask me any other question in the universe, I will tell you. I will have some kind of idea. This question, it really struggles me. So the only two things I cannot find any solution about is the hard problem of consciousness, which baffles me, and whether Islamists are liars or stupid. This is what I cannot find the answer. If anyone knows, please tell me. Einstein said there are two things that are eternal: the universe and human stupidity. And for the universe, I'm not sure. So I will say there are only two things that are eternal: Islamist evilness and Islamist stupidity. And I cannot decide which one is what. Anyway, thank you very much.